what's up you guys? It's Tyler. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Today we are talking about my neuropsychological evaluation results. So I have a video before this. It should have come out like just before this video. You may want to go watch it because I talk about the actual testing part and like the interview and all of that. This is just the results. So yeah, I would recommend go watching that video if you haven't watched it already. But here's like a brief explanation. I was referred to do I think they called it like a cognitive functioning exam or something, I don't know. It's a neuropsychological evaluation actually, so that's what it's actually called. But my neurologist said I was going to get this cognitive something exam done because my memory is bad and I can't focus and whatever, blah. So I was sent to another doctor to actually have this done because the neurologist doesn't do this. I had one appointment which was just like a family history thing, like what are your problems, what is your family problems, like why are you here, basically. That was like an hour-long thing. And then the testing part, which was like 3.5 hours long. And then I had to wait 2 weeks for my results, which was like, they scheduled me a week and a couple days later, but then they had to reschedule so last minute, like literally day of, they called me to reschedule. So that kind of sucked. Anyways, ended up being 2 weeks after I got my results, and I was expecting like them to say something like, you have ADHD, you have autism. Like I was expecting something. They didn't really say anything. I kind of feel like this whole thing was like a waste of my time, but like I'll tell you everything. So my results, I have this whole book. I'm not going to show you everything because it has like a lot of information that I don't need to be sharing to the world because they know a lot about me. So we're not going to be sharing the entire document, but basically for the testing, whatever, I'll show you an example. This is the last page, but they like for real tested. There's a lot of pages in here. They tested so many little things, and basically, I'm normal. My brain is like okay. There's obviously some things that I really struggled in, like puzzles and like any visual thing I struggled with, but I did really well at like the verbal things. I guess she said my verbal IQ is very high, which I don't know what that means. I did input like all this information into ChatGPT and it didn't really tell me anything interesting either. It's just like I do better with verbal things as opposed to like visual puzzly things, if that makes sense. And the whole reason I went here, like I said, is I'm trying to figure out like why my focus is bad, why my memory is bad, like whatever. And my results, let's read it. Let's read. I will literally read you this paragraph. I'm gonna skip some things because it says like my name and whatever. Her overall intellectual abilities fall within the average to high average range, with relative strength and verbal skills consistent with estimated premorbid ability. Don't know what that means besides my verbal whatever is good, I guess. Performance across orientation, attention, language, executive functions, processing speed, and visuospatial constructional skills was intact. I guess that means that's okay. I don't know. She demonstrated good acquisition of material with retention rates ranging from 71 to 100%, reflecting preserved encoding and consolidation abilities. I guess my memory is good. Y'all, this is really funny because my memory is actually like really bad. And like during the test, like I just wasn't remembering anything. So this is like really weird for me to read this and be like, oh, I guess I did well. Like if I did well, what is bad? Because I was not doing good, in my opinion. I don't know, I feel like I'm being like punked right now. And I am saying this like a few days after I got results, so I've had time to like kind of think on it and like, I don't know. On self-report measures, she endorsed several severe symptoms of depression and anxiety. I've had depression and anxiety my whole life. This is not a surprise. They know this. On a more comprehensive measure of DSM psychiatric disorders, she reported symptoms consistent with major depressive disorder. I've had that since I was a child. Obsessive compulsive features, panic disorder, agoraphobia, social phobia, generalized anxiety disorder, and somatic symptom disorder. I've had anxiety my whole life. I could have told you that. I did tell you that actually in our first meeting. I did. In summary, my name demonstrated a largely intact cognitive profile, which is reassuring. Of greater concern is her significant psychiatric distress with severe symptoms of depression and anxiety, as well as obsessive compulsive features. Sleep dysregulation and pain are likely contributing to her reported reductions in cognitive efficiency. She would benefit from further evaluation of her psychiatric distress and consideration of medical changes and/or adjustments in collaboration with her psychiatric provider, along with engagement in I looked away for a second. The word just left my brain. Okay. Basically, I need a psychotherapist to support mood stabilization and symptom management, and then also a psychiatrist should be putting me on medication. Let's talk about that for a minute. So I guess like my main takeaway from this is that I wasted 3.5 hours just doing the testing. That's not counting the first part, or even the third part technically, because I went in for results. I will also say I don't know how much I'm going to get billed for this. If I get a bill, I guess I'll update you guys. I don't know if it'll be on this video, probably not. It'll be in the description of this video, or I'll update you in a later video. I have not been billed. I don't know how much this is going to be, because I guess the testing part is completely separate from the copay that I've already paid. So I think I'm going to get another bill, and I cannot imagine how expensive it's going to be for a 3.5 hour test and then a follow-up afterwards to discuss results. And I'm a little scared. And I really thought I would get something that would like lead me down the right path of like, oh, this is wrong, like here's what you can do to fix it. But it's like, no, you just need therapy. You're just depressed. You just have anxiety. And I talked about this with my boyfriend and both my parents, and they're all like, well, like at least you know. But I do want to explain my point of view. Like, I've known that I've had depression, anxiety, possibly OCD for years. For literally probably my whole fucking life, to be honest. I know that. And to hear somebody say to my face, like, the years, I don't even want to say years, it's been like a decade, okay? Like, it's been a really long time that I've been dealing with depression and anxiety. To have somebody like sit in front of me and be like, okay, your memory issues, your like physical body pain, your like sleep dysregulation, it's because you're depressed. There's not anything wrong with you. And that's valid. That is valid. I'm going to interrupt myself really quick. I do want to say it's not valid to say that my depression is causing my physical pain. Like, I do have actual physical health issues and whatnot that are causing my pain. But that is something that she said, that like my depression is making my pain worse, which I do understand that, but I do want to clarify that I don't mean all of my physical pain is from depression. Like, that would make no sense. And I am not disagreeing with the results, but what I'm upset about is I can't do anything. There's literally nothing that I can do. There's not a medication I can take. There's not a doctor I can see. It's just like, your brain is not functioning correctly because you have severe depression and anxiety and all of these things. So that's why you feel this way. Sorry. There's nothing you can do about it besides like go to a psychiatrist. I have a psychiatrist. Go to a therapist. I've been trying to find a therapist for years. Good luck. Send you out the door. And the doctor was really nice. I don't know if she's a doctor, whatever. The lady that gave me the results and we met for the initial like interview thing. She was so sweet, but she did not give me any referral to anybody. Apparently she was like new to the area. She was like, I can't like refer you to anybody, like I don't know anybody in the area, so you'll just have to find like a psychiatrist and psychotherapist. And I'm like, okay, like maybe it's not your job to do that, but I feel like shit because I spent 3.5 hours to test to see what's wrong with me, and I've now spoken with you outside of the test. I didn't test with her. I tested with a different lady. But I've spoken with you outside of the test for 2 meetings, ranging about like 2 hours long, connecting both of these. And you have only told me that I am depressed and anxious and possibly have OCD. I could have told you that. I did tell you that. I keep saying that, but like in the interview, I did say that. I have anxiety, I have depression, I know. So I'm just like, where do I go? Because I've spent hours trying to find a psychiatrist. I have a psychiatrist now. She's not helpful at all. I've talked about it before, like we don't get along. She's there to give me my sleep medication and that's it. I've been trying to find a new psychiatrist. There are none in my city, which is actually really weird because I live in a really big city. So I don't know what's going on. I've also been looking for a therapist, but a lot of them are not accepting new patients, or they do like EDMR or EMDR, whatever it's called. I don't want to do that. I don't know much about it, but I don't want to do that. Like, I want talk therapy, which she wants me to do psychotherapy. I don't know what the difference between that is and like normal therapy. I don't know. I've looked it up a ton of times and I still like don't understand like what the difference is, but I'm trying. It's just not working. I just feel like my faith in the healthcare system is just like out the window, because why did I do this? I had a test done to tell me that I'm depressed and anxious and maybe have OCD, like I don't know. and that I need to find a psychiatrist and a therapist. Like, I know that. I know. Why did I do all of this? And I know the reasoning is because, like, if something was wrong with, like, my attention or whatever, which there is, so I don't understand this test at all, saying that, oh, things wrong with my attention. Yes, there's so many things wrong with my attention span. It's just like, it feels like I'm actually going insane right now. I haven't even thought about these results the past couple days, honestly. It's just like the first day I got home, I was like so mad. But now sitting on it, thinking about it, I'm still mad because I don't understand how there is nothing wrong, because my memory is bad, my attention span is bad. I can't understand basic things in a conversation at work sometimes. Like, something is wrong. And it's just crazy to me that this test, there's like pages. First of all, I will say there's a lot of things that I did really bad on, but the summary of it is like you're good, like you're normal, basically. And I just don't know how to take that in like a positive light, because I'm just like, why did I do this? Like, why did I spend 5 hours, 6 hours on this? I still don't know how much money it's gonna cost me entirely, but like, why did I spend that much money for you to tell me that I'm depressed and anxious? And the main reason I'm upset, I have no referrals. Like, there's not, you should see this doctor and this doctor because you have, let's quote what they said, significant psychiatric distress. Like, you think you would send me to like a psychiatrist or a therapist or like somebody? Like, tell me somewhere to go, like, please, because I've been trying for years to find a therapist and I can't. Also want to pop in and clarify, the reason I can't find like a therapist or psychiatrist is because I am extremely picky, because I've had bad, well, I guess like I had a bad therapist and I've had multiple bad psychiatrists before. I'm not going to do that again. I'm not going to do that again. I have to make sure it's a woman. I have to make sure they are okay with certain things in my lifestyle. So I'm very picky, because why would I be going to a therapist that like hates me or something? So that's what I'm like really upset on, because now I did this and now I have to go search for more hours and days and weeks and months, and I don't know if I'm gonna find a therapist. I don't know if I'm gonna find a new psychiatrist. I don't know what to do, to be honest. I'm not a doctor. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't think I've ever found a psychiatrist or a therapist in my adult life. I think my psychiatrist now, my parent helped me find, but I don't remember because that was a while ago. But like, I don't know what to do. I don't know anything about insurance. And there was one therapist office that I did find and I really liked them. This was a long time ago, probably like months ago, year ago, a long time ago. I looked them up right after this because I was like, oh, I know a therapist. Like, I'll be fine. Like, I know a therapist. I will go there. It's like right down the road. I'll go there. Yeah, they're scamming people. And I mean like 1-star review for months. Like, they are scamming people. There's many reviews saying they're getting scammed. There is not one single review in the past, I think like 8 months, that is above a 1-star. So we're not going there because I don't want to get scammed. But like I've said, I've been searching for a therapist for so long, I can't find anybody else. So I'm going to call, today's Sunday. I'm going to call tomorrow, I think. There's one place that might have therapists. It's like an organization, if that makes sense. I'm not gonna say the name of it because I don't want y'all to know where I'm going, but they have like 1 million therapists and psychiatrists, so we're just gonna see if they have any appointments or anything. I don't know, we'll call them and then hopefully I will know something, but that's it. I thought this was gonna be a quick video, and then I just kept talking and talking because I'm angry. I have to let out my anger, okay? I'm just like upset, and I don't know what to do with this. I don't know why I did it, but like, good. Anyways, I will see you next video. Goodbye.